how safe it is. It was actually really easy flight for me with one connection and then direct flight from Atlanta to Buenos Aires, overnight flight. Nice. It's not a big time difference. It's not a lot of time zones, so you don't have the jet lag that we usually have when we fly into Europe or to any other Asian country. So it was really good. Here it's also safe. As you see, I'm standing in the center of the park. There is no robbers around, nothing like that. It used to be like that, but not nowadays. Nowadays it's pretty safe and good. I can walk around with my phones, with my purses. It's all good. You can go on a date. It's pretty safe country as long as you stick with our suggestions. Another thing, the transportation. Uber is working here. Uber works perfectly. Everything not that cheap as they telling us on the TVs. It's pretty much good prices. For breakfast, it's going to be about $10 for breakfast. Coffee is about $2, $3. Really nice and beautiful country. Plus, amazing ladies. The beauty is very different from ladies with blonde eyes, with blonde hair, blue eyes, to really dark Latin look. You should check the profiles on our website. You should check the girls. I'm personally recommending you to come to Argentina, and for right now, I'm gonna be over here as your matchmaker. So whoever want to work with me, whoever had thought maybe you should use our service for matchmaking service, it's totally right time for you. It's totally the best country right now to visit. It's pretty hot outside, especially if you're in the northern part of the countries. Oh, you better come over here and experience that summer vibe, that amazing weather, amazing country. Definitely recommending to you. And we're doing the first tour here. We're doing the first tour in the end of February. So if you want to come, you still can call. You can call to our office and book that seat for yourself. Hello guys, today we have a great guest, one of our ladies that wants to register with us. Hello, can you introduce yourself?
Bueno, hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Ana Paula, tengo 20 años, acabo de cumplir 20 de hecho el miércoles.
Ana Paula, why she decided to register on the website?
Bueno, porque, las encontré por Instagram primero y decidí por esta agencia básicamente porque últimamente no me están funcionando las citas. Pruebo con amigos de amigos o pruebo con aplicaciones de citas, pero realmente nada funciona. Pareciera que no encuentro gente que quiera lo mismo que yo, que es una relación seria. Últimamente la gente quiere todo, ¿cómo es? Satisfacción instantánea, verte una vez solamente, nada, no hay compromiso. Entonces digo, bueno, justamente esta agencia tiene todo lo que estoy buscando y aparte se ve que es un espacio seguro para las mujeres. Entonces digo, bueno, voy a darle una chance.
And what type of man are you looking for?
Bueno, tal.
¿Qué tipo de hombre?
¿Qué tipo de hombre? Bueno, estoy buscando, digamos, el tipo caballeroso, el tipo masculino, con energía masculina, el que te abre la puerta, te invita a cenar, te trae flores, tiene esos gestos románticos, ¿sabes? Son menos escasos o no me los cruzo, pero bueno, esperemos encontrar uno.
On our
Guys, welcome back to another Monday Night Webcast. It's good to see you, and today we're joined by John Adams, one and only. I'm sure you miss his presence.
I got past security, guys. They let me on the set. Doesn't happen very often, but I'm here with Anna. We're going to do this show together. It's been a while since we've done a show together.
Yeah, it's been a while, so it's one of those rare moments, and we have a lot of special topics to talk about.
I have a lot to talk about. Usually I don't talk much, but there's a lot to talk about, so I thought I would jump
All right,
on
I'm
the show.
joking on this.
Really?
All right.
So, guys, a lot going on in the world of international introductions. We just did our seminar and socials in San Francisco here last week, and it was amazing. It was great, actually. Except that, several of you guys did not show up to the seminar. Guys, I just don't understand that. You want to change your lives. You call in, you say you're going to go, and then you don't. A lot of you came, and that's great. And a lot of you signed up to be one of the guys that you see behind me at a social event in the coming year sometime. That's great. That's wonderful. And for those of you that didn't come,
maybe they chose NFL over personal.
all right, no, because it was at 11. It was the NFL, please. And there's a thing called record. So come on, guys. Anyways, it was good. San Francisco was amazing. And the socials that we did with women that flew all the way from China, that was great as well.
And you were not there.
And you missed that too, right? You could have met these women right here in the U.S. Now they're already back in China. So next time, we have another one coming up. Actually, we have seminars coming up when?
We have several seminars coming up. One in Florida, May 16th. John's gonna fly all
the way to Florida.
All the way to
Yes.
Florida, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, London, UK. We don't do that very often. The last one we had like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I still have the parking ticket from that one. I hope they have a short memory.
Well, if you let me know the country, I can cover for you, so we're good. And of course, LA in the end of August. So I'll let you know this one.
LA, they'll probably let me in. And all three of those, by the way, are going to have opportunities to do socials with women from China as well. So it's kind of a thing that we keep kind of putting together.
I didn't know we'll put in the little social events around the seminars as well.
All three of those. We're going to add a couple more. We're going to have one to Phoenix. That'll be coming up soon. And I think we're going to throw Vegas in there again and try to get over to Texas. Those are on the schedule, or not on the schedule, but on the drawing board. Hopefully we'll get those up soon as we can work out the dates, okay? Those seminars are great. It's a wonderful way to come and understand how this all works. Guys, it's not just about writing. Matter of fact, you really don't need to write, okay? Unless you really either want a pen pal, right, and you just want to write forever, then that's fine. Or you want to go and you have a definitive plan on where you're going and what you're going to do, and you want to write a few women, let them know you're coming. Well, look, I'm sure you just did. Were a lot of the guys writing before they went, or?
There are a few, but majority of guys that were successful, they really didn't. They just went there, they were relying on socials for the most of it. They had their list of ladies they want to meet individually. Our staff called those ladies, scheduled individual dates, and most of the guys were very, very successful. In long-term relationships. Some doing K1 fiancé visas right now. So hopefully, everything.
Yay! I love to hear that. We just had another K1 fiance visa over the weekend from one of our clients who met his beautiful fiance in Ukraine, actually Kharkov. He was going over to Kharkov. He went to Kharkov and spent like a week here with her.
Brave person, because that's like 50 kilometers from Russian border. That's a dangerous place to go. So things we do for love. I wouldn't do it, but
there he is. Actually, love conquers all. It's pretty amazing.
Yes.
All right, so. Another thing that I want to talk about, we talked about the seminars. Guys, sign up, go to the seminars. They're so much fun. And the food, oh my gosh, the food, it's amazing. It's all included.
The Subway sandwiches are freaking amazing.
Hey, be nice. It was really good. What I want to talk about, though, is an opportunity of a lifetime. And you know what? It only comes once. One time. And I'm going to give it to you here. All right, can you hear that? How you like that? We have new sound effects thanks to Dave, but yes, we're going to talk about. I haven't used all these before.
ChatGPT, the modern world,
I
and
love
we
these
do
sound effects.
have the thing.
Yeah. Hey, don't give away our secrets. What I want to talk about, the once in a lifetime opportunity coming up, is the first ever. This is why it's once in a lifetime. First ever tour to Argentina, Buenos Aires, coming up next month. Okay. In February. It's like late February, right?
Yeah, so you guys have 1 month to hopefully not think about it, because tours getting sold out. We have a few spots left. We have 3 or 4 left. So if you guys want to go to Argentina, you've seen those days, incredibly
Pero
beautiful,
realmente
very nice. And actually there is,
nada
it's very
funciona.
diverse. We have
Son menos
Argentina ladies,
escasos.
we have ladies
Tengo
from
33
Eastern
años.
Europe that relocate,
Soy de Buenos
Russian,
Aires,
Ukrainian.
Argentina.
As you see, I'm standing in
this.
this.
So they're gonna be 2 amazing socials with a lot of
To be like that,
beautiful
but
ladies over
not
there.
nowadays. Nowadays is pretty
And me.
That's the best part.
Yeah, well, me and Tanya. So we're both going to be there because it is the first
On a
ever
date,
tour.
it's
I really
pretty
want to
safe
be there.
country.
We went to the first ever tour in Mexico, and I want to be at the first ever tour in Argentina. So I'm really looking forward to it. Anna's over there right now. Not this Anna, the other Anna.
but
I can throw a rock and hit an Anna. There's Annas everywhere. It's amazing. You know, there's no imagination with the Anna thing.
Said John Adams.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Thank you. But the tour there in Buenos Aires is going to be, I mean, once in a lifetime because we only do one first tour in any location. And just what I've heard with Buenos Aires is just amazing, right? I mean, people love the city. There's so much going on. And then to meet these women who, look, guys, this is the first time for them too, right? I mean, they've never really done this before. And there's no company anywhere close to what we do doing this in Argentina. So that when we come and we do this, we're like, wait, you're going to do what? You're going to bring men from the United States and we're going to have these like socials, these parties, and we're going to get to meet? Really? I mean, they're like shocked that we're doing it because it's not normal. We've been doing the Ukraine for 30 years, right? I mean, they know about it there, right? They're used to it. Same with Colombia, same with all these places, which is fine. It's still a great place to go, right? But this is different in the sense that we've never done before. We just did the one in Japan, and it was the first time ever there, and that was absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, guys, love to see you in Argentina. Really looking forward to it.
And tickets are not that expensive. I checked today. For the matter of fact, guys, you can get round-trip ticket for most of your cities for about 600 round trip. So it's like nothing. You can go there for a week, you know, take your vacation. Beautiful country, great food, and amazing ladies.
Yeah,
and of course, John, you know, so it's a bonus.
I mean, that is about, you know, we're
just
not,
for that, you might
we're not charging extra for that, but we could, right? We could, and you guys know it. I'll be there, so it's a lot of fun. And some of the guys that are going have been with us before, so I'm really looking forward to see them. It's going to be a fun trip. I mean, it'll just be fun, but you will also have the opportunity to meet the women who you may want to spend the rest of your life with, right? So, yeah.
And it's 2026. What's the best New Year's resolution? To find the love of life.
That's right. And think about it. It's moving quickly. Well, it's out of January already, right? I mean, how many guys have already given up on the gym? I mean, let's not give up on love, okay?
Who showed up at the gym at this point?
All right. So let's move on now to another topic that I want to talk about tonight. And this topic is very interesting. I saw this article over the weekend. I was talking to you about this article, and I thought we should talk about it a little bit. And then we're going to get into your questions, because I'm sure we got lots of comments and questions coming. But this was very interesting. So there's a woman on, was it OnlyFans or something like that?
OnlyFans. Yeah, John can't remember OnlyFans or fans.
Yeah,
I keep telling him it's OnlyFans.
Whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
whatever.
And she's very popular on there, and she's beautiful, and she's built a brand for herself. But now she decided to take it offline, take it from online to offline, and she is actually offering dates or a dating session with her, right, for 1 hour. She's charging like $1,700 for a 1 hour date. And if you want the whole day with her to date, right, all day, it's $10,000. All right. Now, first glance, that sounds like, what? That's crazy. $1,700 for an hour date or $10,000 for the whole day just to date this woman? And I mean, yeah. And so, but the reason she's doing this, as she says at least, is that it is like a learning experience. It's to help men who might have a little bit of an issue with women as far as interacting on a date, knowing what to say, knowing what to do, knowing what not to do, kind of like the social dynamics we've talked about in the past. So her plan here, I guess, is to help them feel more comfortable and build their confidence so that they can go off and date other women and feel more confident now that they've gone on a date with this woman, who I guess is extremely sought after, the most beautiful woman ever, blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, for 30 years, I've been talking about this, how our tours actually really accomplishes a lot of what she's talking about in a much different way, and I think a much better way. But when you go on one of these group tours, there's so much more than just, you know, get on plane, go over, land, go to social, meet women, maybe find who you're looking for, come back. And that's not how these tours really work. There is so much to them, and you're going to experience so much when you're on one of these tours and you're interacting with the staff, with the matchmakers, with the women, with everyone involved, that your confidence just by being there and by participating in all these events that we do just goes up immensely. Now, a lot of you come over with great confidence and you're very, very comfortable being around women and talking with women and you have no problem. And that's fine, right? But even those guys that are already very comfortable with being able to interact with a beautiful woman, they still find value in participating in these different events and talking with the women there because it's just a different dynamic. These women are coming in, they want to talk to you, so they're more open. They want to interact with you. And when you go and you do that night after night, and then you go on these dates, and these women want to meet you, you don't have to worry about what they call the cold approach, where you walk up to women that you've never had anything to do with at a bar, like, hi, how are you? Are you hurt? Because that fall from heaven must have been,
That's how it ends, pretty much right there.
That would be it, right?
Don't ever use this, please. Don't use this. It's like 30. How long have you been married? I think nobody used it for 35 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, that one? Yeah,
Yes,
I saw the movie
yes,
the
about
other day.
the angel falling from
the angel falling from
heaven.
heaven. You okay? Because that must have been a long fall.
And I'm from Russia, a different culture, imagine, and I still heard this shit.
That's why
that doesn't work.
It doesn't work, no. So, but you don't have that cold approach with the socials because everyone's there for a reason. So that's nice. So you feel more comfortable already. But after you go through all this, you have that confidence to maybe you didn't meet the woman of your dreams during that tour, and you come back home. But now, when you talk to women, you have a swagger about you that you maybe didn't have when you went over, and that confidence to walk up. Because there's nothing that women find more appealing, I think, than confidence in a man. Is that true?
That is for sure, guys, because you all need a little bit of practice. A lot of guys who haven't been on a date for a while, you go date in the local bars and you get rejected. It really affects everybody's self-esteem, or trying to, whatever miscellaneous dating apps. It's just challenging. But when you go to an environment like this, you're in a room full of single women who is looking, they're single, so looking for serious relationship. Yes, you're not gonna have connection with every single one of them, but they're looking to meet you. You might not have this click, you might not have chemistry, but you're gonna hear what you have to say. You're gonna hear them and see what happens. It's not gonna be unpleasant experience what you have domestically. When you hear one after another woman interested in you or your story, your personality, it's amazing. And it just boosts your confidence. It just changes your personality, and it will help you to find the one. It changes. I don't know. I think that's what John said. It really helps change your personality in so many ways.
It does. It builds that confidence. I can tell you, I've told this story before, but this guy went on our tour, right? And he went through everything, interacted with tons of different women. He went to the Ukraine. Had a wonderful time, but he didn't meet that special someone, which, okay, we can't guarantee that every guy that goes on the tour. I actually had this seminar the other day. One of the guys that was getting ready to sign up for the tour, and he did sign up, but he's like, okay, well, I went once with some other company or on my own, whatever, and I met this woman and there was no connection. Now, if I do the group tour, can you guarantee me that I will have a connection? I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. We have absolutely. Guarantee. No. There is no one or no company that can guarantee that you're going to have a connection, okay? And if someone tells you that they guarantee that you're going to have a connection, turn around and run fast, because who's going to do that? But anyways, I diverse here.
I totally agree. I had that. So I had this question asked so many times, like, if I go on tour, do you guarantee I'm going to get married? No. I can't guarantee another human being will fall in love with you. No. I can't guarantee you're gonna meet hundreds of beautiful women that's gonna be interested in you. What you're gonna do is that depends on you. We can, we can't promise anything, but you have the best opportunity to meet the love of your life there.
Yeah, Anna said it really well. We will do what we say we're going to do. We will get you up to bat. You will have opportunity. But again, it's up to you to make something happen, right? And that's the way it should be. That's the way you want it to be. You don't want us to force this woman or pay this woman or do something to make this woman fall in love with you or do something for you. No, this is going to be organic. We want it to be organic. But anyways, I still want to finish my story here, right?
Go on.
So he went over, did the whole Ukraine thing, right? And then he was coming back, and I think he went to Montana. and I think he was at the car rental place, and he started talking to the clerk at the car rental place like he was at a social, basically, because he just got back, and he's like, well, hi, how are you, what are you doing, all this, and they started talking, and they ended up getting engaged, down the road a little bit. But after they dated, they got engaged, and he called me and he told me the story, and he's like, John, that would have never happened if not for me coming back from that tour, because I would have never talked to women in that way. But after I went and did everything I did during the tour, and I was talking to all the women that way, it was just natural for me, and I just kept doing it, and then it worked here, and now, we're getting married. That is what I'm talking about. That is what we talk about, how there's so much more to these group tours than just going over and hopefully finding that right woman. There's just layers and layers of different things that you benefit from being there. Just the other guys being around and making friends with them and joking at breakfast about all the funny things that are happening throughout the tour. Your face usually hurts from laughing so much because there's crazy stuff that goes on during these tours. But that is like summer camp almost for grown-ups. It's just fun. And then just the opportunity to meet so many different women in different ways, whether it's via the socials or via the one-on-one introductions, or just maybe the restaurant food server, right? Maybe she's attractive and you start talking with her. You never know, but you are in a place, you put yourself in an environment to be successful. That's what this is about. How successful are you going to be on your couch with your laptop writing letters to someone, and that's all you're doing? You think that's going to be successful? No. Where's my thing? Yeah, that's what's going to happen if that's all you do, right? Because nothing's ever going to come of that. You need to get off the chair and
get an airplane chair.
Get out of an airplane chair, which is way more comfortable.
Depends.
Yeah, depends on how much money you have. And then fly over to wherever there is. I don't care if it's Asia, Latin America, Eastern Europe, or the moon, doesn't matter. But if you put yourself in that environment, like you see behind me with all those beautiful women, if you put yourself in that environment, the odds of you being more successful than sitting on your couch writing letters goes up tremendously.
And then our stuff is there to help you. If you're a little hesitant in the beginning, and if you haven't dated in a while, you need somebody to hold your hand, that's what our stuff is there for. They get to know you, they can approach those ladies for you, they know your stories, they can break the ice. So all you need to do is just join the conversation, just say hi. And from the rest, they can help you to go in.
Yeah, I do. Ukraine Dave's like, nice scream, John. Okay, yeah, I get a little passionate. I didn't even have any Mountain Dew. Nothing.
Thank God.
I have this new little thing that we have here, Dave. You'll like this. If any of you know, I'm not going to say where this is from, the reference, but if anyone knows, I want you to type it in.
I'm too old to know.
They got me that for all the stuff, crazy stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you guys never see, that I have to deal with all the time. I mean, just crazy stuff. I got this now. Now, if any of you know where that comes from, please let me know. I know where it comes from. I just want to know if anybody else knows.
All right, can we get to guys' question, because we have 5 million of them?
Yeah. But well, just let me finish this one little thing. I swear I didn't have any Mountain Dew. But that whole thing, when I first read that about that woman charging $1,700 for 1 hour with her, right, and $10,000 for the day with her. At first, I thought that was just absolutely crazy. But the more I think about it is, how do you value confidence? How do you value really helping someone to feel more confident in order to go out and find that special someone? And is that really worth $17,000? Maybe that is worth that to that individual, that $1,700 or that $10,000. Now, what I would tell our guys that are listening to us is that I think you're going to get way more confidence, way more help if you need that kind of help by going on one of our tours. Even if you're a guy that gets a date every weekend and 2 or 3 during the week, you still learn different things while you're on the tour. You still will take back something that you will be able to use that will help you. And the price is way less than what that woman's charging. when you look at everything you get with us. So I just think that, again, just like the passport bro thing, okay, we've been doing this forever. You know what? 30 years ago when we started, we looked at us like we were just crazy. Like, you're going to do what? You're going to go over to Russia? Are you crazy? That was 30 years ago, right? And now all of a sudden, passport pro. Like, it's a brand new idea of going outside the country in search for love. And I think, like, really? I mean, we've been doing
I'm
this
glad you're
forever.
advertising them, but okay.
What's that?
I'm glad you advertising them.
Whatever. I think it's just a general term. I don't know if it's one company. But I just hear that. It's like, and same with this. Oh, well, you know, you can get confidence. Yeah, no kidding. I've been saying this for years and years. The problem is, Anna, that no one ever listens to me. If people would listen to me, this world would be a much better place, but no one's going to listen.
No, nobody does.
That's fine.
Nobody does.
Okay, I am done
So
now.
speaking of nobody listening to you, so let's answer those questions and nobody's gonna listen to you. Let's help those guys to continue writing and don't go anywhere.
Okay, all right, fine.
So John says, I noticed that Gena gives great advice. Will it be possible to have him on this live streams, or he exclusive to AFA dating seminars only?
So John must have been at San
Yeah.
Francisco. Yeah,
Yes.
because Gana was out there giving some.
How about we have Gen on the webcast?
We
One of those
certainly
days.
can have Ken on the webcast,
We
and
should
he
have
does,
him.
actually he does give very good advice. He's a very smart kid, if I say so myself. And
He's
yeah,
not very talkative, but when he talks,
not very talkative.
it's words of wisdom.
man, a few words. But yeah, no, that's great, John. We'll let him know. That's wonderful. Okay,
Ukraine Dave says, good evening, John and Anna.
thank you, Great
we're
Dave.
still
This is just for
using
you,
your-
Dave. Just for you.
I'm still using your machine.
Yeah, well, he's a benefactor of AFA.
You've heard that. Mike says, make reading introduction letters in full for free. Well, also, AFA in good faith could at least allow the first letter sent to in reply to an introduction letter for free. What do you think about
I'd like to make everything free. Just do it all for free. Yeah, Mike, we look at these things, and we've done certain times where we've done some stuff for free, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really change a whole lot because guys are still, if they really want to write, they're going to write. And we're trying to dissuade them from writing, actually, and get them to go on the tour. But let's talk about free for a minute, when it's how it relates to correspondence, because the platinum membership, which gives you discounted letters, right? You can have a platinum membership, so the letters will be less. But did you know that every penny that you spend on a platinum membership goes towards a group tour? So it lowers the price of the group tour by whatever you spend on a platinum membership. So you're getting that back. So your platinum membership is free. Did you also know that a certain percentage of what you spend on correspondence, depending on how you do it, goes towards a group tour, right? And you actually get discounts towards the correspondence, again, depending on how you do it, to make some of those letters free. So we do that, and we're the only company out there in existence we're the only company that actually does the actual group tours. There's no one else out there that really does this anywhere near the way we do it, but I don't think anybody does it in any way, shape, or form anymore. There used to be a couple companies out there that did it, but now I don't think anybody does it. Do you? I don't know
To
if
the best of
anybody
my
does
knowledge.
it. No. So, but we are the only company that gives you money back for any kind of correspondence that you do to try to get you, again, off the couch, off the laptop, and into the real world where you can actually meet someone
Real
and make
people.
something happen. Yeah, real people. I know that's a scary thought, especially for you younger guys out there that are so used to being on the screens and virtually dating and virtually having this and virtually having that. Well, you can only virtual for so long, damn it. You got to get off of that and go into the real world and meet these women. And we financially help you do it. But if you are going to do a lot of the correspondence and whatnot, we give you quite a bit of that money back. I mean, I hate to say it, but we've had some guys who did more than they probably should have as far as writing, and they got a free trip, a totally free trip to go and meet the women they were writing to. Who else does that? All right.
So let's look at other questions. Gander says, social in Miami, sold. So
There you go, Grander. Be there.
Yeah.
I like that. Grander Gander. I like that name too.
Don't get the reference, but okay. Driver Boy says, my question is, if an American guy meets a Ukrainian girl, they fall in love and want to get married, what is her chance of getting visa to live in US with her brand spanking shiny new husband?
Brand spanking shiny new husband. I like that, Driver Boy. So you want me or you want to?
It's up to you. However you want to do it. Well, I mean, there is always K1 visa. So basically, when you guys get engaged, you're at that stage, you propose, you get engaged, you file for K1 visa. Chances are excellent. I mean, it's hard to be denied for K1 visa unless you have like horrible criminal background, you murder a couple of people or something like that.
In 30 years, I've never seen a woman denied for a K1 visa for any reason except once. One woman in 30 years got denied for a visa.
What happened?
So she went to the final step of getting that K1 visa, as you know, is you have to go to the embassy for your interview. So she went to the interview, and they ask you just like 2 or 3 simple questions. And one of the simple questions they ask you is, so you're going to the United States to marry this gentleman? And she said, well, I don't know. And they said, well, why don't you go home and think about it? Because that's not the right answer. The right answer is, yes, I'm going to love my brand spanking shiny new husband. But if she says, I'm not sure, a K1 visa is not a visa to go see the mouse at Disneyland. It is a visa to come over and actually wed. And you have 90 days in which to do that because they give you some time to plan and do all that stuff. But it shouldn't be a time to be dating to figure out whether or not you want to wed. You should already know that before you go in for the interview, right?
Absolutely. So guys, before you file for a visa, you need to be absolutely sure that you're gonna proceed with it. Your fiance needs to be sure she wants to be with you because you have only this 3 months to get married after she arrived here. So everybody needs to be on the same page there. But the rest of it, paperwork is not very difficult. We can recommend an attorney if you need help with the paperwork. Just reach out to us once you get engaged. We'll be happy to help with that. It's a really simple process. Mm-hmm. John says, in a previous live stream, you mentioned, Mr. Adams, that it's our job to woo the ladies.
Ooh, I love that word.
In your opinion, what is the best and most effective way to woo a foreign lady without champagne? You know nothing about it without champagne. He hasn't dated in 30 years and that was with his champagne.
I do have some ideas, but if you want to speak to it first, that's fine. I have my ideas without the champagne even. I know, because I talk about it took a lot of champagne for Tanya, and I get that. But I got some ideas. You want me to go here?
Yeah, so champagne is not required to impress a lady. Obviously, again, that's what I was saying. You can always rely on our staff to help you with that. They can, when they call a lady initially to schedule a date, they can represent you, your profile in a very nice way. Be nice to the staff, it will help. So they can do extra legwork, just make sure, you're nice to everybody. So they're gonna tell ladies how great you are, how wonderful you are. They know you personally, and it's just that how excited that you are to meet this lady. She'll be also excited to meet you. Of course, from that point, it's up to you. But also, you're gonna have an interpreter on this date. So use your interpreter. It's gonna be your liaison to the woman to help you to build that bridge. You can't be nervous. You can't be shy on the first date. I can understand some of you guys haven't been dating in a while. So your interpreter is your key. So your interpreter will help to build that bridge. So once you build a bridge, all you need to do is walk across that. It's not that difficult.
Okay, and that's very good advice actually for the first part. But now I will go to the second part. Once you walk across that bridge, you still got to make something happen. You have to then was when the real wooing comes in.
Okay,
you were woo 101.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the real
John
wooing.
Adams wooing.
There's wooing, okay? So once you walk across that bridge is when you really want the wooing to start. And what I mean by that, sans champagne, is that every woman wants to feel special.
That's correct.
She wants to feel like she is the only one, especially in your eyes, right? She is the only one. Now, when you're dating and you're doing everything like Anna was talking about at that stage, okay, it's hard that she's going to feel really special because she may know you're dating other women and all that. But once you cross that bridge and now it's just you and her, and you are set on making her yours basically, then it comes down to that attention. So how do you do that? Well, you do little special things for her, right? You don't harass her, right? You don't constantly,
150.
Yeah.
It's like I read the news today. 150 woman got arrested in Arizona today. After first date, she sent 159,000 messages
Oh my God.
to a guy after first date.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do 159,000 messages, okay? And don't stalk her. And don't, where are you? How come you didn't answer me in 5 seconds? Or how come it's Friday night? You're not. Don't do any of that crazy stuff, because that's the best way. That's like anti-wooing, and you will get rid of her. But you show her that you're interested, right? You ask her just simple questions like, "How are you? How was your day today? Are you okay? Do you need anything?" That kind of stuff. And then you do little kind of cool things like random acts of kindness. And I know it's kind of hard when you're away, but at this point, if you guys are really together somewhat, you probably have her address. You can send her little things now and then. And I'm not talking about cell phones and computers and houses. I'm talking about things that mean something between the two of you. Think about your interactions together, and if there's something that you joked about, maybe you joked about a little lobster or something, right? You find a cute little lobster or something, you send it to her. You just send little things that endear you to her. I did a lot of that with Tanya without the champagne still, but I had to do a lot, because look at me. It took a lot of wooing for her to give me the time of day. So there was a lot of things that I kind of did, whether it's writing a poem in her language, right? So you get out now you guys got AI. Write me this poem in Russian, and it's boom. It's not even any thought anymore. But back in the old days, you had to get an actual book, and you had to translate it yourself and do all that work, right? And she appreciated that. And it was reciprocal too, though, guys. And that's what's important too. If you're starting to do all this stuff to woo her, so to speak, make her feel like she's the only one. She's very special in your eyes, that this is, important to you. And you're really taking an interest in her. Maybe she had a long day. Maybe she's on her feet a lot. Maybe you send her a special pair of slippers, just saying, "Hey, look, I know you're doing that." But then she should be doing that back to you to a certain degree too. It shouldn't all be you wooing. There should be two-way wooing going on, right? Both ways. And so you get wooed, she gets wooed. And so now maybe you do a little bit more of the wooing, especially at first, but then at some point you should start feeling that coming back to you. And it's like an energy exchange, and it's cool. And if that's going well, then you're in a decent relationship and you're building it for the future. Because it's not easy to build these long-term relationships, or long-distance relationships.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of work on both parties, but it will require work of both people. So it has to be constant communication, has to be signs of affection from both parts. So it's not only you giving, it has to be two-way streets. So you need to see that she's putting her effort in it too. And of course, again, you have to be staying in touch constantly by text messages, video calls, and all that, because you're going to be apart for quite some time while you're waiting for K1 visa or everything. So you just have to put your effort, but make sure it's mutual.
Yeah.
And if you have questions, call our staff. They will help you tell the difference between cultural difference and she's not just onto you. So
all
right, we have so many more questions and we're so behind, so let's try to oh my god.
That's my new one. I like that. Although
okay,
Dave,
I'm gonna take it away, because
Dave, I still like yours.
I can't take that anymore.
You don't like that?
Yes. Lucky says, "Hi John, this is Lucky from New Zealand. How are you? Hope you remember me from Sydney seminar. I have completed all my formalities and ready for Ukraine tour in March. Too bad we don't have one in March."
That's true. Lucky's amazing. Lucky flew all the way from New Zealand to Australia just to come to the seminar, even though he's already signed up. I thought that was very cool. Great guy. Lucky, you need to talk with Michelle, though, because of all the issues going on in the Ukraine right now, we have had to move that March tour to end of
April. It's like, yeah.
And like 23rd of April. 23rd of April, I believe it is now. And it's just beyond our control. There's just too much going on in the Ukraine right now with the very, very cold winter going on, with the lack of reliable energy and heating and all this other stuff. And many of the women have left because of all that, and we expect them to come back here soon. But there was a lot of reasons why we decided to move that tour. And again, when you're doing a tour, given the circumstances that we have in Ukraine, there's always a possibility that can happen, and that did happen. And so we've had to do, I don't know if we've done it for any of the other ones, that we've done. We've had to move the dates, but I don't know if this is the first one or not that we moved.
I think so, to the best of my knowledge. Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, we haven't scheduled a tour before, but this one's really challenging. So guys, I don't know if you're aware of, actually recently I had the issue, the client was not, I was surprised, but he was not aware of what's going on in Ukraine. I'm like, well, how I'm supposed to, I'm living nice days, how I'm supposed to know what's going on in Ukraine? I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, well, there is a war going on in Ukraine. I'm sorry to break the news, but it's been going on for 4 years. Apparently, it wasn't news to him today. So yeah, he was upset that the woman didn't reply to him instantly. And I was like, there is no power in Ukraine for 2 weeks, in Kiev specifically. Electricity, no water. There might be some challenges. Was the reply? So like, what's going on? War in Ukraine, sorry. So things happen. Anyway, let's move on with further questions.
But Lucky, please call Michelle tomorrow when you get a chance and talk to her about it. I know she sent you an email. We're just changing it on the site. I think tomorrow will be changed. So we just recently made this decision, unfortunately. She was trying to reach out to everybody before we did this. I don't know if she had a chance to get to you, but yeah. If we're talking about the one coming up, was it March? I thought he was talking about July. Was it March? Okay.
I think he was talking about March. So it's going to be unfortunately going to be postponed by a month, just because hopefully situation in Kiev and Odessa is going to get better with the power, water and all the electricity stations. So it's just beyond our control, unfortunately. So for everybody's best experiences, we have to do it. Julian says, to answer tonight's question and without going into much personal details, yes, I have, and it's also why I don't bother with my family anymore. And our question for tonight was, have you ever been criticized for wanting to date foreign women, by the way?
Oh, I thought it was about the thing over here.
No, that was... yeah, we didn't make that.
Well, Julian, I'm sorry that you had that kind of falling out with your family over this. I know men who had to wait till his parents died before he could go on one of our tours because they were, for some reason, against him going outside the country in search of a wife. Look, everyone's going to have their different ideas about this, and those ideas come from what they've been exposed to. And there's so much misinformation out on the internet, everybody can write. It's like one big bathroom wall, and anyone can write what they want to write. The unfortunate or fortunate truth is that, usually the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's not black and it's not white. Even with us. And I'll be the first to tell you, there's going to be good, bad, and ugly. Not everything is perfect, right? We're not perfect. And I'll be the first to say it. There's great things and there's some not so great things. There's some great people we work with and not so great people, right? And you just have to go through it, and then when you find it, you deal with it the best you can. But I'm sorry that they felt so strongly that, oh my gosh, something terrible could happen, that you didn't go, because I think there's much, much more good than not so good that takes place with us. And I can only speak to us. But yeah, so I'm glad that you're still looking at this as an option. You want to always keep your eyes wide open. If you ever feel like there's something going on that there shouldn't be, just let us know, and we do our best to look into it and to resolve and rectify it if we can. But yeah, that's all I can say about that. All right.
Okay. We have quite a few questions, so let's go through it.
I'm going fast. I'm quick. I'm a man of few words. I'm very okay. Go.
Digital Atmosphere says, I have been on several tours dating one woman. 10 years later, I'm with one now. They wanted to meet as many as possible due to the low number of men and events. You have 3 hours. Find her. After Ukraine, nothing is the same. Facts. Look, we do recommend to talk to multiple women at the social. That's why you're here for. You make sure you talk to as many people as possible, but doesn't mean you have to.
Wait, I want to know. Wait a minute. He was on several tours dating one woman. Was it the same woman on every tour, or was it one woman on each?
No,
tour?
I think it's one woman per tour.
Oh, okay.
So we still recommend to talk multiple women regardless. Get the phone numbers. You don't have to, date them, but just get phone numbers at the social events. See what happens. Yes, you came to see one woman, great. Go date her. But in case if things don't work out with this, specifically, things happen. Then you have options. You have 5-6 phone numbers of other ladies who could be potentially a very, very good match. You met them, they already know who you are, and you can start developing those relationships. What do you think?
Yeah, I just want to make one more point because and thank you, by the way, Digital Atmospheres, which is a cool name for coming on there and making this comment. But you mentioned that I guess us, want you to meet as many as possible due to the low number of men at the events. That's really not the case. We can invite, and actually in Japan, where we just went, we had the same number of men and the same number of women because the culture is different there, and it really doesn't allow to have this big. Oh boy, we got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You're talking way too much.
I am slightly hinting at you that we have
I'm going to go faster. I'm going to go faster. But yeah, so in Japan it's 1-to-1. In Ukraine, we might have a 7-to-1, 8-to-1, even 10-to-1 ratio of women to men. But one of the main reason we do that, we don't have to do that. We could make it 1-to-1, but the main reason we do that is to give the men the opportunity to meet as many different women as possible, and the women the opportunity to meet as many different men as possible. And in the culture in Ukraine, they're okay with that. It works out. And so, yes, you said you met one woman every time at these socials, but maybe you wouldn't have if it was just a 1-to-1 ratio. Maybe there wouldn't have been enough women there where that one that you're interested in happened to be there. But because there were so many different women there, you were able to find that one woman and then move forward just with her. And I'm all for that. Once you meet the woman who's really right for you, then yes, by all means, woo her. Stay with her, do all that, but we want to give you the opportunity to actually meet her, and that takes a numbers game in a lot of cases. Anyways, one.
Next one is from John. The women are much younger than most of these guys. So if the guys are old and not particularly handsome, why these women interested to meet and possibly marry them? The conclusion is simple. If they stay with any of these guys, it's most likely because they can offer them a much better life than they have in Ukraine. Furthermore, they see these guys as a stepping stone. Once they arrive in the US, as soon as they find a better options, they will be gone. If you believe a good-looking 30-something-year-old female will love you and stay with you, keep on believing.
Oh, I love that one, John. I love that. That is wonderful. We've been doing this for 30 years, and I hear things like that a lot. But, my experience tells me different. And for a few reasons, okay? Not just because, I'm part of the company here and I got to go by the company line. If you know me, and many of you guys out there know me, I try to be as transparent as possible and talk, not just because I'm one of the owners of the company, but because I really believe in what we do. And I've seen so many marriages over the years result from the tours that we do. And children, how many pictures we get of children being born? I mean, it's amazing. I don't know. Somebody asked me how many.
I have plenty of them on my phone.
I know. It's like, how many AFA kids do you have out there? I'm like, thousands. I mean, it's pretty amazing. But let me just talk to a couple things. I know I don't have a lot of time here. I wish I did. And John, if you want to call me, I'm happy to talk to you. But the average age differential between the men and the women that actually marry is right around 9 to 10 years age difference. It's not this 20, 30, 40-year age differences that you read about or you hear about. Yeah, that could happen, but those tend to be more outliers than average. I think average is going to be about 9 or 10. Would you agree?
That's correct. Maybe 15 at the most.
15 at the most, yeah. But I mean, not the most. I know a 40-year age difference, right?
But it's more rare cases. So again, if you're 17, you're hoping to go to Ukraine maybe 30 years old.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. 70 or 30, no. But if you're 50 and you meet someone who's 30, 35, and you guys really hit it off, can it work? Yes. Are you going to be a stepping stone for her to move on as soon as she gets here to someone else or a year or two afterwards? Yeah, it can happen. I mean, 50% of the marriages in the United States end in divorce, plus 50% actually. And so I guess if you want to hold this intercultural population to a higher standard, you could say, well, yeah, she might leave or something might happen after a few years. But when the Justice Department did their study, they found that the divorce rate was actually much less among this population compared to the general population. And I think that's because the men and the women take a lot more time in trying to find the right match, regardless of the age difference. And again, the age difference normally is really not that much different than what it could be domestically, maybe a few more years, but not that much. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm married to a Russian woman. She's still here after almost 30 years. We have about a 10-year age difference or so. And many of her friends met and married that are still together after all those years. We've been in business for a long time, and we do have many couples that have been married for well over 20 years. So are there divorces? Absolutely. Are there divorces in domestic marriages? Absolutely. So you can look at it from a lot of different ways. But John, I really do. Look, I appreciate your take, and of course you're going to have your opinions. It's just my experience has been a little bit different from what I'm seeing here.
Just basically what John is saying is it's all about realistic expectations. So as long as you go there with the right mindset, with a realistic expectation, you are set to be successful. If you're going there to find, reasonably young wife, most likely it's not going to work out.
Now, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. And maybe that's what John's saying there. Yeah. All right.
All right. Grander says, pretty sure that there's already a name for that type of service.
He's talking about the woman I was talking
okay.
about. Yeah. I mean, you do get. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Interpret, I'd like to do a Ukraine tour, but it definitely doesn't seem safe now. I work remotely, so when the war ends, I could do a tour and stay a few months to build a relationship. How other guys done this? Well, look, the war's been going on for 4 years now. You can wait for another 4 years. We don't know what's going to be over, so you're not getting younger. We had, dozens of guys that went to, actually hundreds of guys by now, that went to Ukraine in this time. I understand you might not be feeling comfortable traveling to Ukraine, but there are still ways to do it. You can, if you write into someone, you can ask this lady to meet you in Moldova or Poland, meet her outside of Ukraine. I still recommend the tour though. My personal intake on this, I led the tour to Ukraine in November, so it's only a couple months ago. I'm still alive, as you can see. Guys from my tour are engaged in serious relationships, so everybody's okay, nobody got hurt, we're all fine. But again, if you're not comfortable, that's fine. There are still ways to do it, but don't delay for you to meet your future spouse by another number of years. We don't know how long the war is going to be going on. So again, it's all been 4 years. So.
All right, and I think I'll talk a little bit more about this, but you pretty much answered David's question as well, but go ahead.
David says, hey John, can you go back to David? Oh God, we have so many questions.
We're getting there, Anna. You talk too much. I mean, if you would just be quiet for a while, we could get something done here.
I know. I'm just too talkative.
All right, let's go.
David says, hey John, why would you still offer a tour to Ukraine when the war is still ongoing? As I'm sure you can guarantee safety, would it be better to do a tour when the war ends? Also, like again.
All right. Well, what Anna just said, I think sums it up pretty well. But what I'll also say is when this war broke out, first of all, we were doing tours to Ukraine when Crimea got taken over, when they were fighting in Lugansk in the east, we've been doing. But now, when everything happened, which was about 2.5 years ago now.
War's been going for 4 years. That one started 2014. So that's been.
The one in Kyiv now has been in that area has been now 4 years. Is it that long now?
Yeah, 4 years.
Oh my God.
It's February 22nd. It's going to be 4 years.
So the major invasion, happened 4 years ago. Look, David, there's been many men who have just wanted to go over. We didn't do tours like the first year, right?
Yeah.
But then we noticed that all these guys still wanted to go no matter what. And they were going without us. They were going individually, and it just wasn't as safe for them. We thought, well, if these guys are going to go over, you can't believe how many guys wanted to go still. And they were going to go still. It's like, okay, our staff is still living there. Millions of people are still living there. They're going to school every day. They're going to restaurants every day. They're just living their lives every day. And so, yes, there's a war going on. Yes, there's a heightened risk. But there's not like there's Russians around every corner shooting at you. Not like in Phoenix, where there's people shooting here every day. I think there was 2 to 3 murders. Well, there's 2 to 3 murders every day here in Phoenix from people shooting. You don't really see that so much in the Ukraine. What you see is drones and things like that are supposed to be striking military targets, but they can go off track and hit an apartment complex or a hotel. And if you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, then it's going to be much riskier, and there's a risk of death even. But the men want to go, and so since everything's in place there, we have been doing the tours, and it's been very successful for the men that want to go. Is it something that we're doing just because, we got to make money, so let's just do these tours? No, we don't need to do these tours to do that. It's the fact that they want to go and meet these women, and it's been 4 years, and they don't want to wait another 4 years. and they deem it to be safe enough to go. I've had many people, even my own daughter-in-law is gone, and she's going. This woman sitting next to me has gone, and she's going. And I mean,
outgoing time,
Yeah.
And I was there, a couple months ago. It's a little bit different experience. You do hear air sirens. It takes a little time to get used to it. It's an unusual experience, but was neat. So I walk on the street. I hear air sirens. Walk was like, don't care. Like everybody carry on. I text my friend in Russia, for that matter. Like, what did I do? She's like, So because it says nearby shelter is far away, so I just kept walking the street. Nobody cares. Everything's fine. Everybody cares I was alive. So apparently everybody's used to it, and you're gonna be staying in the hotel. There was a bomb shelter there. You download the app that sends you a notification. That's time to go to bomb shelter, which if you feel like going, you definitely. I did. I was in Kyiv for 10 days. I went to bomb shelter one time.
Well, she's a brave girl. Don't go by Anna.
Nah, I just left her everything. I just slept.
All right, we gotta go quick.
Okay,
you're the one talking.
Sure.
John, Mr. Adams, can you please do a live stream episode where you just tell stories that you collected from over 30 years of matchmaking? I'd love to do that. And we talk about writing a book all the time. I have so many stories.
It's gonna require 10 days.
It's gonna require more than just one. Yeah. Grander says Seinfeld. Yes. Good job. Okay.
Aaron says, thank you for your time tonight. I'm concerned about practicality of dating long distance with Ukrainian women with the power out, availability of communication, difficulty of traveling there in general. I'm going on a tour in July, but I'm curious if you have any insight on as to what these women expect in terms of communication, visitations, especially for us that work full time with only a week of vacation per year. Tips to make.
Aaron, you got to call in and talk to either Anna or to Uliana because there's a lot they can tell you. It's just beyond the scope right now of what we're doing, right?
Yeah, there's just a lot going on, but you do have to have a plan. It's very difficult to make it work if you have only 1 week vacation a year. I can tell you that. It's going to be challenging, so you need to probably have a game plan before you travel to Ukraine.
And as far as possibly canceling the tour because of the war or things going on, it's really going to depend. Like we just postponed it now because it's just we deemed to be too much of an issue, so we moved it into almost April, and we'll see how it goes then. We might have to move it again, right? So it's very fluid. We can't guarantee anything, and that's the nature of when you do tours to a region that is undergoing the turmoil that they're undergoing. So all we can tell you is be patient.
Julian says John needs his own weekly half-an-hour show called Mountain Dew and Stories.
Mountain Dew and Stories. I like that.
Every Thursday we make a John's Day.
Do you have any type of consent form for your safety Ukraine, whether it's attending a tour or doing news? Yes, Dave, we do.
And I'm going to get it for you.
She signs it too. And it basically says...
Yeah, he made me sign this. Because Ukraine all too bad.
I know I'm going to a war zone, basically, and I'll probably die. And if I die, I won't be mad at the foreign affair. Pretty much like that.
Yes, everybody do, including me. I had to do that.
Even me, if I go, I got to sign, but I haven't gone yet, but I want to go. Ed says, why do women from far-flung locations register for AFA such as Iceland and Italy? We're trying to actually curb that as much as possible, Ed, because you're right. I mean, it's kind of hard. We're trying to get women more and more just from the places that we do the tours, because otherwise it's harder to meet them and all that. So, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have one in Iceland, though? That's cool.
Well, a couple, yes, apparently we do. David says, Paul says, my wife's from Ukraine. I've been married for 5 years. She just received her 10 years green card. It takes time of
Woohoo!
Okay, good. You're about time to file for your citizenship. So good luck with that. So that's definitely
fantastic.
Time to file for that. Yes.
Yeah, it's a strange environment right now for all that, but still, it's a good thing. So that's wonderful. Actually, at the seminar in San Francisco last week, and we had 2 married couples that came in just to talk about how they met and all that. Nice.
And that's why I like seminars, because a lot of couples, we don't even invite them. They just come over and they want to share their experience because, they're happy. They want to spread the word, I guess, and just tell guys how they found each other, how it works, and help you guys to motivate you to get on a plane, go over there and meet the love of your life.
It's community. They want to be part of
that
community.
It takes a community to get you married.
Yeah, it does take a community. Will it be okay to take notes with pen and paper from your advice at the AFA dating seminar, or would that be inappropriate?
You
Well,
can
it's all
never put on
copyrighted
the-
material, so you cannot share it with anyone else. But no, you can take whatever you
You
want.
can even put on the recording.
You can record it. You can do, yeah. But it is good advice, and it is noteworthy, I would say. Noteworthy. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Rob says, I signed up for Ukraine tour in March. Well, too bad. Which is now is April. And nobody has told me. I just heard about the schedule now on this webinar. We just decided today. So Michelle is just calling people as of today. So she probably didn't reach you today. So she's going to reach you tomorrow. We just decided literally just before.
Yeah, and I think last week she was reaching out to see about airlines with as many people as possible, Rob. So I'm sorry that you had to find out about it this way. And I'll talk with Michelle tomorrow to make sure that she gets with you. Matter of fact, I'll call her right after this show and make sure that she gets with you first thing tomorrow to discuss what's going on. Again, this is something that we don't take seriously. Anna has been with us for 15 years. It'll be 15 years this week, I think. Yeah. And in those 15 years, how often have we rescheduled a
That's
tour?
the first time I can recall rescheduling
I mean,
a tour.
this is something we don't take lightly, but it's more important, your safety and your chances for success are more important to us than anything else. And so if that means having to reschedule it, especially because of what's going on there, then we're going to do that. We're not doing it for our purposes or to make our life more easy or for any other reason. The only reason we're doing it is, number one, for your safety. Number two, for your success. I mean, if many of the women are not there because it's freezing cold right now and there's no heat generally, then it doesn't make a lot of sense to bring guys there to do what we do. It's just
Women's not gonna show up there because imagine if they don't have heat or water. First of all, she can even take a shower before we go social. And what women did you see without makeup and hair down the
it's a huge
event
thing.
like that? It's not first of all, it's not happening. And you don't want to be sitting there in a freezing hotel. It's just not good for anyone.
And
so.
this just kind of, I mean, you could say, well, it didn't recently happen, but it did kind of recently happen, where it just kept escalating to this point where it's finally like, well, maybe okay, maybe we're okay, maybe we're not okay, right?
It's kept bombing every night, so it's just it got worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know the dates for April? I believe it's April 23rd, which is, I believe, a Thursday. Is that right?
Sometime
you guys
after Orthodox Easter. So double check with Michelle.
Pretty
You
sure
can
it's
reach
April
out to Michelle,
23rd, that's the
extension
Thursday.
2009. So just call Michelle at any time.
But we're going to have that on the site by tomorrow. See, you get up-to-date information listening to the show, though. That's something.
McKissick, answer to poll question. I have been criticized for pursuing international dating, but only from women, of course. On another YouTube channel, Paisa Medellin, we had a live stream, and there was a heckler criticizing Paisa for contributing to human trafficking. It said, she asked me if I speak Spanish. I replied, okay.
Sí, ya hablo.
Yeah,
sí, yo hablo, yeah.
Okay. I told her I wanted to get a Colombian wife after getting admitted to California bar, and she replied that it was just a pipe dream, but how can it be a pipe dream when others have done it? So,
McKissick, everyone's a critic, and everyone's got their own opinion, just like they have something else, and I won't go into that. But the point here is that you have to do what you think is right for you. And if you listen to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Harriet, that comes along and tells you what they think and what you should do, well, then you're going to have a miserable life, because you're going to be going this way and that way and this way. And, you need to look at the facts as best as you can interpret them, and then make a decision on what's right for you, not her, not him, not anyone else, but you. And if you do that, I don't care if it has to do with this or your job or your house or whatever it is, you're going to feel much better about yourself and not be flipped, 10 ways from Sunday or whatever it is. So yeah, I would not worry too much about that. And this whole human trafficking thing just cracks me up. So if I ask Tanya, hey Tanya, how was it being human trafficked? I did that so I could marry you and human traffic you over here so we could get married. And 28 years. I mean, are you kidding me? Look, just because a woman empowers herself, and yes, empowers herself to take advantage of all the opportunity that is now available to her to find the right person, no matter where it is, she is no longer relegated to searching for that person in her own backyard, right? She has now the whole world to choose from, just like you now have the whole world to choose from. And if you call that human trafficking, then I have no idea what you're thinking, because it's not against her will. She wants to try to find a better life. And yes, she is looking for a better life. Who isn't? How many supermodels do you see line up at a soup kitchen to find a husband? Not many, because everyone wants at least an equal or better life, and they want to marry someone who they feel they can lift up and who they feel will lift them up as well, right? And so there's nothing wrong with that. If that person happens to be in another state or another country or another planet, who cares? There's nothing wrong with that. I hear that, and it's just, it infuriates me, because it's like saying that you women don't know what you want. You're just, you don't have a right to choose.
We're not an object. We have our own, we're human beings. We know what we want.
I mean, you were in Volgograd. What the hell are you doing here in Phoenix? Oh my God.
I asked myself the same question.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But okay, we have 5 million questions.
All right, where are we at?
McKissick, also another thing from McKissick says, most men I talk to feel that it's a good idea, but they warn me to be careful about women who are just after green card. You are studying you're in the law school. You should know better how immigration system works. You see how long it takes to get the green card.
Yeah.
So you meet, you get engaged. It takes a year to get your K1 visa for her to come here. Okay, she comes, everything is fine, you get married. It takes another year to get her first green card, which is conditional. It's only for 2 years. So her green card is going to be approved 2 years after that. So you have to be together over 4 years, and she has to fake it the entire time for her to get her permanent
That's
green
pretty good
card.
acting.
Yeah, if she
Or
can
you're
fake
pretty
it 4
blind.
plus years, then that's either your choice to be blind, or she is, next Meryl Streep. Then, well, what can I say?
Wes says 1-to-1 ratio would not be good for the men, in my opinion. Doing it your way is better. The odds of a man finding someone. Yeah, and a woman. Because if we just do 1-to-1, then the women don't get the opportunity to come to the social. Many of them don't, because we just won't invite them, right? So it's good for the women. It's good for the men. Yes, there's a lot of people and everything, and you got to wade through it all. But that's how I found Tanya. She was there. I was there. Boom. Love. That's how it works. Next.
Okay, let's go through.
I'm going fast. I'm fast.
Yes,
When
that's
Sarah's
fast,
there,
guys.
we don't know.
February 26th.
I guess we do know. Well, yeah, but that, okay.
You go to Buenos Aires.
I thought he meant after that. The next one.
Next one, I don't know. Well, that we'll see. But the next one is we have a month to think about it. Jim Morning, didn't Trump pass a law to prevent fraudulent marriages? Meaning, if she changes her mind, behavior toward her new spouse once in U.S.
Well, this is interesting. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I know. Like, towards your spouse once in the U.S., she'll have to go back to your country.
Okay, guys.
But again,
she just explained this to you.
Yeah, you don't file for her. So, like, two of you are not happy, and it leads towards divorce. Like, two of you are not happy, right? You're not happy, whatever. So you don't file 2 years after she came. You don't file for a permanent green card. You part ways. It's not Trump invention. It's been around for.
No, it's not a new law.
It's been like a century.
And I think it's a good thing because, yeah, if you, let's say you just go to vacation to Mexico and you find some hot senorita and you say, well, baby, let's get married. And you get married. She comes back here and then she leaves you. And all of a sudden she can just be a citizen, stay in the country. That's what people think. That's insane. It does not work that way. Anna's explained it now a couple of times. So no, it doesn't work like that. It's a long process. And if during that process she decides that this isn't for her, pretty much she would have to go back. There's some extenuating circumstances,
if it's domestic
spousal abuse and stuff
yeah,
like that. But
like that,
for the most part, she would have to go back because it just didn't work out. But if you're together for 4 or 5 years and she has her permanent green card, then yeah, she can stay after that. But if she faked it for that long, then, shame on you for being blind and not seeing that. Yeah, we haven't had sex yet. We've been married for 5 years, but it's the culture, right?
They just prefer to wait 10 years before the first intercourse.
I mean, I've heard things like that actually, but yeah.
Yeah, let's go through it. David says, thanks, Anne and John, for explanation about Ukraine.
No problem, David.
JD says, I'm a guy in my early 30s. How many guys in their 30s usually go on tour to Ukraine? Actually, quite a few.
Yeah, we're getting more and
so
more.
a majority of our guys in our 40s, but we do more and more guys, as John said, we get in their 30s. So we have actually quite a few executive guys starting in their 30s, which is amazing. Ukraine Dave says, yes, thanks, John. When my tour
we had
in
to
March?
cancel a tour in March of 2021 probably because
Well, we canceled and
the
rescheduled
tour,
yeah.
yeah. No, well, that happens too, but we took care of it.
Yeah. Hey Wolf. Former military, we often brought home a wife of the country was deployed or stationed at. I do not understand why it's an issue. Exactly.
I agree with you.
Soccer USA, is ghosting a problem? Well, so it happens on both sides because in long distance relationship it can be an issue because the time difference you probably gonna, depend on the country, but most likely gonna have 10, 12 hours time difference, and it's just hard to stay in touch. So unless two people are really committed to make it work, yes, it happens, and just ghosting can be an issue. That's why we recommend to meet a lot of people, so you have options. Ukraine Dave, Paul question, yes, I was criticized. They told me don't come back married, Dave. Okay.
Oh, no, you get crazy people. I don't know why they tell you that.
Wolf, question, can we contact the person we are interested in? We have when we have sent many emails back and forth.
Yeah, just call Anna tomorrow. She can talk to you about ways to do that.
Yes, just reach out to me. My email is travel@lovememail.com. My extension is 2008. Just call main line, and I'll be happy to explain how that exactly works, how to exchange personal contact information.
But stop doing so many emails back and forth and get on one of these tours and go meet her and others, because she'll probably not be the one you married, if my experience is anything. And you'll meet someone else that just knocks your socks off and you'll end up marrying her. That's just a lot of times how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, of course, there are exceptions to the rule, and I've seen cases when it happens. Hopefully, you're the case.
Oh, yeah.
But it's always good to have a plan B. At least prepare a plan B.
Yeah.
You don't have to use it, but prepare it. All right, guys, we still have a lot of questions tonight.
We did, but we got through everybody.
Yes.
So
not really.
I'm proud of that.
Oh, no, we did. We did. Actually.
We did?
Yeah, we did. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Well, thank you for letting me in. Would you bribe security or something to let me pass?
I will think next time about letting me in again.
Okay, fine.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I had fun. It's always fun to talk to you guys. Yeah, just do it, guys. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All right, till next week.
Yeah, appreciate watching tonight, guys. See you next Monday. Thank you.